Alright, should be live. I will refresh some things as I normally do. Cool. Looks like we're good to go. Quality is as usual, not that great, but excited for people to start joining soon. So, Eli, hey, how's it going? First one in here. It's been a while since I've been on. Glad you could make it. Hound, hello. How's it going? Jacob Santos, what's up? Not much. I'm just getting ready for Nationals. This will probably be the last stream, unless I do one like the night before I leave. So, yeah, how's everyone doing? I'm interested to hear how everyone is doing. I don't talk to any of most of these people that join the streams unless I'm actually streaming. So, hope everyone is doing well. And yeah. So, alright. Probably start off with just a bit of 3x3. I haven't done much practice yet today, so. Mr. Brady Cubes, hey. UCube, how's it going? Great flood here at the Philippines. Oh no, that's not good. All of my brothers are like reasonably the same height. Nothing like overly tall. I think Jay might actually be the tallest. So, yeah. But I hope everything is well in the Philippines with the flood. I didn't mean to glance over that so quickly, but UCube, yeah, you are early. I just started a couple minutes ago. On holiday currently, really enjoying it. I just love how everyone stares at me while I solve casually. Nice. Where are you traveling to, or where are you at? If you don't want to share, that's totally fine, but just interested to hear where people are going. I saw you at Great Lakes Regionals, but you were scrambling. Yeah, I spent a lot of time doing that at Great Lakes, but yeah, sorry, is what I was trying to say. I don't know why I worded it so weirdly. I've seen a few SpongeBob episodes. I noticed there were some on, they have like seasons 1 through 4 on Amazon Prime, so I was maybe going to see what all the hype is about. Wanted to show you a Florian modded Square 1. Interesting. Well, if you ever see me at another competition, you'll have to show it to me if you still have it. I'll probably be more traveling that way. Like, I'll probably be at Michigan and maybe Pennsylvania. So, 2 days ago at the last comp, I got 4th in 2 events. I know the feeling. I don't remember what the stat was, but I had I don't remember what it was. It was some 4th place, never podiuming in 3x3 stat with averages. So it might be the fastest average to not podium in 3x3, but that wouldn't make sense. Or maybe the fastest average, most 4th places. Or most 4th places without podium in 3x3. I think that was it. In a final. So that was definitely it. Yeah. That's what I have. So I know the feeling. I'm not going to be able to pronounce where Hound is on holiday, but it sounds very fun. What is Florian modded mead? Mattia Florian, back in like, sounds like someone needs to be let in the house. He created a mod where like, because back on like big cubes, old ones like Shangshao puzzles, they didn't have these holes, so people would, specifically he started it where you would round those down, and then that's what it got the Florian mod, because his last name was Florian. So how's your turtle? He's doing well. Hoping he'll do good while I'm away at Nationals. So is your profile picture a gecko? Yep. Yeah, I don't know, CJ. It was on the WCA Statistics Facebook group. It had me as first. I had like 7 without ever podiuming in 3x3. That was like in a final round, so like 4th place finishes. Your camera looks like a clock. Yeah, I used to have it positioned so it was like out of frame of the other camera, but I'm not sure how I ever did that because the past few times when I've tried to set it up, it past few times when I tried to set it up, I just couldn't figure out the angles or whatever. I might get a world record one day. If the clock world record doesn't get beaten soon, I'd say I have a reasonable chance if I get good scrambles, single or average. But yeah, there's nothing else that's like reasonable. If I had like a super easy F2L and then a last layer skip, like there's a chance I could get 3x3, but there's like maybe been one or two F2Ls that I've ever had that were fast enough to get a last layer skip and a world record, so it's crazy that the 3x3 world record isn't faster. And yeah, my PB on clock, I don't know. I've beaten all of them recently, but I don't keep track. I just know that they're faster now than they used to be. So yeah. Been experimenting a lot with clock hardware, and it's not necessarily going well. Do you plan on learning winter variation if you don't know it already? I'm learning it at the moment. Well, that's cool that you're learning it. I learned a few of them back, must have been 2014. Yeah, it had to be 2014. When people were like getting into it, and when it was first like becoming more popular. I was gonna learn all of them, and then I realized a lot of them like aren't worth learning. And Christopher told me that a lot of them weren't worth learning, so I just learned a few, and I probably won't learn very many more. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I would prioritize. Specifically, the only algorithms I like want to learn anymore are just Megaminx and like last two edge algorithms for big cubes. So 3x3 algorithms might come in like a few years, but not anytime soon. Do you think that you could partner with a company like Moyu or Qi, and you and them could make a clock together that's actually good? I don't know if partnering with a company would help too much. I've talked to Moyu a bit about clocks. Yeah, I don't really want to say anything more than I should have known that winter variation. Speaking of winter variation, also I'm not sure how to pronounce the name, Advite, the cuber, hi BTW hi, also hi to you as well. But as far as like partnering with them goes, I don't. I think the most I would ever do is just like try prototypes and tell them that they're bad, because pretty much everything so far has been bad from what I understand. But I do have some ideas that I need to get access to different tools for. And I think that might help at least... that's not how you solve F2L. That might help at least the ones I'm making. Adv8. Cool. Hi Tom, how's it going? Glad you could make it to the stream today. That was a 15-second solve. Cool. Oh, excuse me. I just ate. Like Advate. Okay, cool. Advate Cuber. If you partnered, you could call it the Jahua clock, like Matt's called the Qi Cube the Vault. I don't think I'd want my name necessarily attached to it if I was partnered. Possibly, if there's going to be like a monetary incentive for putting my name on it, but I ate peanut butter toast. It's like what I eat every day for lunch, and a banana. That was another 15. Cool. Apparently I average 15 now, so. But, yeah, anyway, some of the things I wanted to try with clock are, for those that don't know about, like clocks, in the edges and then in the center there's springs, and I like to just switch those out for magnets and try and maglev a clock and see how it works. I imagine it would be quite unstable, so I would have to come up with a way to stabilize it before that would be anything good. But I think it'd be cool to at least try a couple of them. It's just Cube Center. Hi, how's it going? Can you do a roux solve real quick? Yeah. Yeah, I can. I'll do roux. Normally, I've only done roux like at Nationals every year, because I have a friend that goes and we do like roux Team Factory, and that's the only time I ever saw roux. But I've done it a few times on stream, so I will attempt. So I need the orange. Cool. That's not. Oh, that did not go well. Okay. I'll do another one because this is bad. So I need red and oh, I didn't do that right. I didn't even finish it off with roux. I just did the bottom edges before the corners. So, all right, here we go. Oh, it didn't start. Cool. Didn't start again. Double cool. We'll just pretend I didn't DNF this one, which I did. Nope, I need 30-second roux solve. Okay. Any other requests? I'm open to doing just about anything. I don't normally practice 3x3. What GES nuts do you have in your SM? Good question. Blue. I think that's the one they come with. I tried a bunch of them. I think like 3 or 4 of them possibly. And I didn't like most of them. So I just put, I believe, the ones that just come in it back in. And it's alright. I haven't been able to get it quite to the right tension that I would like. But overall, it's a pretty good cube. I will be interested to try the mini one. So, 2 hexagonal, I don't even know what method that is. Yeah, I'm gonna send me like a link or something. Amelia C, hey, how's it going? Glad you could make it to the stream today. It's been a while since I've done this, so. I'm working on double flicking with my left hand. going alright, but I'm still pretty slow. Obviously, I'm kind of slow at everything, so yeah. Alright. Maybe I could use a different cube. I've been trying to decide which 3x3s to bring with me for Nationals. See you later, UCube. Thanks for stopping by and chatting today. I did order the GTS 3M and the Yushin Huanglong. And they haven't come because Cube Depot was like out of stock of the Huanglong. So it's been probably about a week, not quite a week, maybe like 4 or 5 days since I ordered it, and they still haven't shipped. So I'm kind of worried I might not get them by Nationals. And I was kind of planning to use one of them, probably the Huanglong at Nationals. Because I haven't really been like thrilled with using any of the 3x3s. I've still just been using the GTS 1 in competition, so yeah. The 3x3 isn't really that important. Maybe I'll just bring like my multi-blend cubes because I have to bring those. There's a Team SCS live stream right now. Yeah, I saw, but I have no interest in watching a 4x4 stream. At least by Nathan Soria. He's cool, but like I don't care enough about 4x4 to watch that. So Nats is going to be up on us. Yeah, it's going to be very good. It's also good to see in the chat. Tents on fire. Which stage are you on for staffing? I don't remember. I don't remember like everyone, but I checked. So what cube are you using now? This is a GTS 2. This is a GTS 1. Ordered the GTS 3M from Cube Depot 2. Oh, they said their shipment was delayed. That would probably be why they haven't shipped yet. So France won the World Cup. I heard that just from reading the chat of other live streams, like on Twitch. People were talking about it, but yeah. The GTS 3M is interesting. I really liked the GTS 1 and the GTS 2. I've used it a lot officially, so I had to like it at least somewhat. That was a really bad solve. But I'm curious to see what the GTS 3 is like. I'll be in the blue stage. Cool. I'm in red. I was on blue in I might have misscrambled this. In 2016, I was on blue. It's a very nice color blue shirt. Some of the stages don't have like a real nice color shirt, but yeah. In 2016, they kind of goofed because like they didn't put any of the like people that were good at clock to like scramble it, so they got behind on clock. But now they just put all the good people on the red stage and we scramble clock. So Noadella Cruix, I'm not sure how to pronounce your last name. That was a terrible attempt, but hello, how's it going? How you can make it to the stream today? I'm just going through some 3x3 right now. It's always a popular event, but if someone suggests something better, I'll probably do it. So yeah. That's +2. Cool. Do you remember you? Yeah, you're the guy from Africa that I can't ever pronounce his name. Glad to hear you're doing good, Noah. How are you doing? Guy from Africa whose name starts with a T. Something better, you mean the Magic? Man, Magic, what an event. Clock is my third favorite event. That's impressive. I don't know if it's in the top 3 for me. Probably not. Man, I wish I knew how to solve a 3x3. That'd probably be helpful. Mr. Brady Cubes, what are your first two favorite events? Be interested to hear. It's always interesting to see what other events people like when Clock is like up there as one of their favorites, because it's always like different. Because some people like just like Clock, and that's kind of weird. But yeah, I'll get back to that in a minute. Did you get any of the new 3x3s? I ordered them, but there was a delay in the shipment, thanks to Ali. I now know that, so, yeah. Anyway, back in Clock, like, some people, like, that are into Clock, like, really like FMC, and then some of them really like big cubes. And then, yeah, it's just interesting to see what people are into. And, like, Mr. Brady Cubes, his favorite is Pyraminx, and then 2 is Square 1, so, like, that's different than a lot of people that like Clock. So, yeah. GR Cuber 99, how's it going? Glad you could make it to the stream today. Are you being paid? Like, not currently. Like, there might be a few cents coming in for this entire stream. From YouTube, I make like $10 a month. So, very little, very little. I do 4x4. I have a 4x4 with me, I could do that. I'd have motivation to get better at Clock if it was held in Cali more. We'll just host competitions with it then. Ugh, excuse me. I know that's like a very generic response to people when they complain about events. But not that you're complaining, but just it's giving a reason for not doing it. What would you do if someone donated to you? People have donated a few times. I would pretty much do... That's not a 4x4 scramble. Jeez. Okay. I would pretty much do whatever they wanted me to. Yeah. I am hosting the Comp in Cali with Clock. I think I saw that one. I probably did. Because I look into going to like every competition in the U.S. just in case there happens to be like some very cheap flight from an airport close-ish to me. So if I don't already have a competition planned, I check like every weekend. But 6 weeks, that would probably I probably have a competition that weekend, because that would either be Michigan or Pennsylvania, or one up here. But yeah, so for 4x4, I use the Hoya method, which is similar to Yao, but a little bit different, and I like it quite a bit. It's not necessarily better or worse than Yao, but just a little different. They're only having 3 rounds of 4x4 at Nationals this year. It's like very surprising, because it's like a very, very popular event, and a lot of people do it. And they're having, I believe they moved it up to 4 rounds of Scube, which, I get that it's like a quicker event, but to me that's kind of ridiculous. I don't know if ridiculous is the right word, but maybe unexpected. How's Yao 5 going? Pretty good. I 3 weeks ago now, I got a decent average officially. I got a minute 15, low minute 15 official average, and I was happy with that because that's like what I average at home, and so I'm still in the hunt for that first sub 1 minute solve. But overall, Yao 5, I'm very much enjoying it. So, how to start at YouTube? Just make stuff you want to make. If you want to upload your solves from a competition, go for it. Even if people don't watch them, like that's what you want to do, that's what you should be uploading. But then just try and be creative if you like being creative. If you don't, then don't be creative. That's it. As far as like getting noticed, that's a little bit more difficult. And I really don't know how to do that because I keep going like down in popularity. So not that I care, but it's just interesting. My parents think cubing is a waste of time. Do you have any good suggestions that can prove them wrong? Good question. I'm going to do a 4x4 solve while I possibly think and talk about that a bit. That's a really tough one because especially depending on like what age you are, that can change my answer somewhat. If there's a competition like really close by, that could be a good way to help, but they might not even want to take you to one if it's like even really close. So may not be the best thing. Let's say not arguing with them, but having just like normal conversations about cubing and not getting frustrated when they tell you that it's a waste of time would be a good way to just kind of prove to them that it is actually something you're serious about and like serious that it's very fun to you. And obviously like they might be a big thing with parents is like keeping your grades up in school, so if you can prove that you can do that, just stay like at the same or possibly a little bit better grades than you already had. But this is a really tough one to answer. Like I don't know if what I'm saying is even helpful at all, but possibly showing them videos of like Why We Cube once that comes out like in a week and a half or so. Showing them that I think might help a bit. So do you think you will be good in the comp? I hope so. I really do. Hey KBS Cuber, sorry I didn't get to your hi earlier. I was it's taking a long time to try and think about that last question. So the biggest eye-opener for parents I've found is them actually going to a competition. Yeah, once they see you like interact with other cubers, that's a big thing. It's like how much more fun you're having doing that than other stuff. So tips for 13-year-old cubers. Good question. So for 13-year-old cubers, I'd say you do you and try and keep the cringe to a minimum. Like I've met some 13-year-old cubers that like I think one kid organized here when he was like 13. So some of them can like hang with the older guys, and but if it's something you're planning to do for like a long time, and by cringe I just mean like don't like fake solves, or not that you would, not that I think you would. It's just a something you see more often from younger cubers. Those are just kind of general tips. That might have sounded a bit harsh when I just say keep the cringe to a minimum, but like kids just tend to do goofier things, like have fun at competitions. Try not to waste time at competitions, because that'll get you a bad rap with the organizational team. And if it's something you want to do for a long time, you're not going to want any hard feelings between you and the organizational team. I'm most excited about the sale challenge this year because I think I can compete in this year since it's seeds 201 to 216, not 1 to 16. Yeah, that is interesting how they're doing it. They did one like that in 2016. They did both, 1 through 16, and then I think at the time it was 150 people. So they did like 151 through 166 or something like that, and that was cool. There was like very few people watching the slower people, but this year they're doing like the head-to-head knockout thing for the top 16, which is cool. Walker had a lot to do with organizing the unofficial events, so I got to talk to him about them like a couple months ago now, and it sounds really cool. I'm glad they're doing a signing booth thing, like time slots for each person. I think that is a definite plus for like everyone involved. Yeah, these 4x4 times have gone downhill fast. I am on staff for Nationals, so I'll be there. I'll be getting there a week from today, like at 8 in the morning, and then I'll have a couple days to go around Salt Lake City and do stuff, and then staff competition Thursday, and then working all day every day for the next 3. So, what's your favorite event? Right now, it's FMC. I just very much enjoy it. Used to be Megaminx for like 4 years. It was Megaminx. Megaminx is probably still like my favorite speed solving event. But yeah, FMC is a lot of fun to me. So. There we go. That's a decent time. So, I'm almost 16. I live in Siberia, so there are barely any competition happening. I work in my spare time, so when I save up money, I buy a new cube that bothers my parents. Also, I'm learning to program to make them happy. Yeah, no, your English is fine. I could understand that. So you live in Siberia. That's interesting. That would definitely make it harder to like just go to a competition that's like really local. Yeah, then it's hard to pick out just like certain things because the community is so vast and so many different people come from different backgrounds to know. Serbia, not Siberia. I can read. Don't worry about it. Serbia, gotcha. Like I said, just I guess I don't even know if they speak English, but showing them and just kind of explaining what's going on in videos where people like describe the Cuban community. CYO the King has a few good ones, and we'll have another one coming up in a little bit here. I think that would be good, but sometimes it just takes time and just but especially if you're working and earning the money, that's it's kind of crazy that they get mad when you buy it. So Hey Rubik's Cube fanatic, how's it going? Glad you could make it today. What to do when you live in Belgium? Good question. No idea. I'm sorry, but I don't know. Maybe talk to a delegate about doing a competition there. I don't know. I don't even know if there are competitions or a delegate close by. I should do my research on European delegates. How many channels are you subscribed to? I want to say it's probably 900 plus. It's been a long time since I checked, but most of them don't upload at all. So I'm just subscribed to people from a long time ago, and just my friends. So, are you aiming for clock podium at Nats? Kind of. I'm aiming for the win, first place. A podium would be alright, but first place is really the goal this year. So this is actually a decent solve so far. Hopefully it can continue. That's a personal best. Nice. That went really well. I just because when I got to edges, I had one solved, so I pulled it out and put one in so that when I spliced over, it would solve one here, and then I just had 4 edges left. So my edges were slice and then slice back, and they were done. That was cool. Do you think Yao is better than Hoya? I think they're pretty much the same. Thank you. Yeah, I was hoping that would be sub 30. Maybe it would have been if I wasn't talking to myself during the solve. So, Belgium got 3rd. They beat England. Cool, in the World Cup, I would assume. Nice. Tomid Speed Cubes, hi. How's it going? Glad you could make it today. Maybe we can roll this into a PB average. I was just talking about how all the solves were going bad, and then I just get a personal best single. I'd really like a sub 30. That one definitely could have been. Had a pretty good flow to it. Oh dear, that was not what I was expecting. Yeah. No personal best average. Oh well. Luke Nubteen, how's it going? Good stuff, good stuff. Chromebot, hello. Glad you could make it today. Do you have being a platinum member in mind? I'd say it's definitely possible. It's more possible now than ever before, especially because I can do 4 and 5 blind pretty easily. Apparently not officially, but yeah. Do you have Nat's podium prediction for clock? Me in first. Jacob Ambrose second, and then Evan Liu third. Yeah, I think that might happen. It's hard to guess what Evan averages because he doesn't post anything, and he also hasn't competed since last year, so it's interesting. Do you have any tips for getting faster at 4x4? Just general tips. Use 3-2-3 in either Yao or Hoya, 3-2-3 for edges, Yao or Hoya for building the cross. Yeah, it's hard to give advice without seeing how you solve. So, if the cubicle gave you a free pro shopped cube, what would it be? I don't know. The Cubicle has never offered me a free Pro Shop cube. I think that would be like up to them. But also, I don't think they want to be just giving out cubes to people that are sponsored by other companies. Because I'm sponsored by Cube Depot. So this is the Cube Depot Rocket Yushin Blue M. Yeah. What do you want to do when it's too hot for cubing? It's never too hot for cubing because I cube inside. And I cube in the basement, so it's always like cold in this room. So my sister is going to Nationals. She'll be on staff too. Yeah. Do you know or are you planning to learn comms for 3 blind, 4 blind, and 5 blind? I mean, I could do any comm pretty much, but not blindfolded. Like, I have to see the pieces and track them. I can maybe do a few blindfolded, but nothing that I would ever implement into a solve. I'd say if I was going to start doing comms, I would start with centers on big cubes, and then move on to stuff. I don't have like plans to switch right now. I just want to worry about getting like successes first off in 4 and 5 blind, and then get faster at them. So, what is your main clock? I've got like 3 of them. This one has weaker magnets, this one has stronger magnets, and this one has stronger magnets and is tighter. So they're all just a little bit different, and depending on how my fingers are feeling, I use different ones. Do you know if Moe or Chi is going to make a clock? They both have prototypes made, but I don't know if they'll ever come out. I have the same experience right now for comms. Yeah, I find that to be I find them very interesting. But not something that are necessarily. I think they're probably easier than I thought they were originally. Because before I just thought comms were like very, very hard. A big thing for me is like I do FMC, so a lot of my comms, I spend a lot of time tracing the pieces where they need to go and slowly looking at them. And I'm not paying attention to as much as I should be. So that's most of my experiences with comms is with FMC. So what's your opinion on the GTS 3? I don't know yet because thanks to Ali, we know that the Cube Depot shipment was delayed on the GTS 3. So I'm hoping to have it before Nationals, but I haven't tried one yet, so I can't say either way. My opinion so far is that it's interesting how they have ridges on it. Yeah. Huh. That one's pretty good. That's not how you build SQL. No parity 39. Yikes. There are almost no comps around my country what to do. Like I said, you just have to like email a delegate and see, try and find other organizers in your area. I'm assuming, I think you said you were 13 maybe? I'm not sure. I could be remembering wrong who asked that. But, so I'm going off of just assuming you don't have like money to fly in a delegate. Because that's like the easiest way to host a competition is like pay for the travel for a delegate. But yeah, just see if other people are willing to help organize and see if you can get one going. How fast do you think you can be without 3 cycles for 3 blind, 4 blind, and 5 blind? 4 blind, I think I could get down to probably around 7-8 minutes. I have an 8-minute success. It was one of my first 10 successes. So I think I could definitely average below that. For 5 blind, probably 15 minutes or so. Maybe a little bit faster depending on how much practice I put in. And for 3 blind, I think I could be sub 1. I just also switched to M2 for 3 blind, which is ridiculous how long it took me to switch. But should I learn COLL or first or OLL? I would go with OLL. It's much more useful than CLL. I think most people will tell you that. Because there's a lot of COLLs that people don't even use. I think I don't use any COLL, and look where it's gotten me. Not very far, at least for 3x3. I know more ZBLL than I do COLL, and I know 4 ZBLLs. So yeah, this is a bad solve. And it's a DNF. Nice. Do a quick room tour. No, my room, you can probably see it in the background, is very messy, and that's because I needed to make space where I was storing stuff. So if you want a room tour, you can basically just watch my the first minute of my cube collection video, and that's my room. The only thing different now is there's more snake eggs in here than before. Yeah. Orange. Is anyone excited for the mini Wu Chui? I don't know if I'll get it. I'll definitely try it before I get it, but I think it's cool looking. Tips for Pura beginners. For a beginner, I'd probably start with last 4 edges. I've got a lot of videos on it. I don't think they're that helpful. I do have some good intermediate tips, so you could watch a few of the Pyraminx walkthrough solves on my channel. And that's so Lucanub Teen is excited for the Wu Chui Mini, and Fresh Down Tonic is not. Interesting. Interesting. I know a lot of people are really excited about it. I was never a huge fan of the Wu Chui. It's a pretty good cube, but I don't even have a magnetic one. I used one for a while. I used my sister had one. I used hers in competition a lot, but I get better times on this. And she also switched to one of these. the Rocket Yushin Blue M. I actually don't know what the size of the mini Wuchuei is. I'm curious if it's the same size or smaller than this. Can't wait for the mini or the Wuchuei Mini. I'm still using a Guansu, and I like smaller size cubes. Yeah, the Guansu, that's a really old one. That'll be a nice upgrade for you if you get it. I'm interested to see how different it is from like the full size one, because like the full size one, the first batch at least was bad, and so they like changed it. That's something I'm always kind of skeptical of with Chi, is like getting a first batch puzzle from them, because they have a lot of problems with like first batch sometimes. This is another bad one. So we get one good solve for the day, apparently. Rip 4 blind attempt, off by 2 wings and 2 centers. Ouch. I've been following along, Jack, on your when you post it. I think in the blind support group is where we've been posting. But I know the feeling. This is still from my official attempt. I had this that was off by a center swap, which was dumb because like I just memorized this letter, or I memorized this letter, but it was this piece, and while I was executing, like I think it's that piece, but I remember this letter, so I'm just gonna execute that letter, and it was wrong. And then my first one was off by 2 twisted corners, which was just dumb. So rip. My first time pure solve was when I was competing, and it hit Clock and Cats. Nice. We're having another competition, Ollie, at that same venue, so keep an eye out for that. What do you do when you have no money and you want new cubes? Yeah, you pretty much just have to just kind of work for money. If you're too young to get a job, you can see if maybe your parents will pay you to do chores, like extra chores. Yeah. I always forget one center for some reason. That's a rip. That's the worst, when it's just like a couple of pieces. My first 5 blind attempt ever was off by 2 twisted corners, and then my second one was like 27-minute success. My first 4 blind was off by I don't remember what it was off by, but I think something. And then my second attempt at 4 blind was a success, but it was like really slow because someone came and talked to me in the middle of it. Are you gonna buy the GANs 354? Well, I wouldn't be buying it, but I might get it eventually. I'd want to try it first because I've heard mixed opinions about it. That was really dumb. I just broke up a solved edge, a solved cross edge. So I'll be trying some. I'm hoping at Nationals I'll get to try a couple of the new GAN 3x3 and see if it's yikes worth picking up. Yikes. Alright. Oops. Slippery. What's up, Extra Crispy Cuber? How's it going? My first 4 blind had a cube drop. Yikes. That's the worst. Like, I've definitely done that. During my first and only 5 blind attempt officially, the memo was like so solid. Like I was sure I was going to get it. And then I solved one centerpiece and that went well. And then my second center target was on the bottom, and I just like fumbled a move. And I was like, well, I'm done, because I knew it had messed up, and I was just wrecked at that point. I was so disappointed. 5x5 tips. From me, I would say switch to Yao, but and then work on like your cross edges, finding those quickly and getting them in the correct orientation or permutation. So, excuse me. I'm gonna get it today. I think it feel like the 460. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't like the 460. I know some people do, but I tried it like once and didn't like it. I just scrambled it though, so I never did a solve. Do you think practicing with a stack mat at home will get me to calm down in comp? I think it's definitely something worth trying. I do all of my clock solves on a stack mat. It can definitely take out a lot of variables if you're used to a stack mat and used to waiting for a green light to come on. And I think it can really only be beneficial since all of the official solves are done on a stack mat. So can just replicate the competition even more. Glad to hear everything's going well, Extra Crispy Cuber. Mr. Brady Cubes, welcome back. What? Yeah, I don't. I just didn't enjoy the GAN 460. It wasn't my thing. The outer layers were all right. It was at Great Lakes. I just picked it up and started scrambling it without realizing what it was. Then a few moves into the scramble, I was like, wait, what is this? And then I realized it was a 460, so I paid attention, and I didn't necessarily enjoy it. There's a hair stuck in my cube. I mean the outer layers. Yeah, the outer layers are good. So if it feels like the outer layers, I might be interested, but I also have to go. See you later, Fresh Down Tonic. Can you make a 4-blind room on Twist the Web? I don't want to do 4-blind on stream because that takes too long. I could make one, but I wouldn't be solving with you. Do you plan to do a giveaway? I give away a lot of cubes, just not over the internet, because then I have to pay for shipping, and gets expensive when I'm funding the giveaway myself with my personal cubes. So a lot of times at competitions, I bring a few cubes and just give them away. What's your favorite cube in your collection? I don't know. My favorite. It's hard to say. It's really hard, actually. Just this 4x4 first two centers is really hard. Not really hard, but yikes. That was a noof. I'll be back in 30 minutes doing a 4-blind attempt. Okay, cool. I am anxiously waiting to hear the result. I hope it's a success. Thank you, Fresh Down Tonic. I don't know if you're still in here, but I appreciate the good wishes for Nationals. So I will pay the shipping. Shipping to Belgium would be $20 for just a 3x3. So, what is your main event? Good question. My favorite event's FMC. I'd be leaning towards saying my main event is clock, because it's the only thing I am somewhat good at, but it's certainly not my favorite. There it is. Nice +2. I didn't even need to. Gotta go swimming. Cool. See you later. Thanks for coming by. Do you think Pyrrha is a joke? Yes, and a bad one. It's not even funny anymore. Like, originally, it's like, what if we put pyramids in the WCA? And it's like, that'd be hilarious. And then now it's just the event with, you literally solve 6 pieces. And then you're done. What in the world? That was bad. Alright, I might be done with 4x4. Jaden's 497 was like a low 20 move solve, right? Speed FMC. I think he executed 29 moves, and it could have been, if you just AUF'd right, it would have been 28, 27. And then he could have canceled a move, or he could have canceled 2 moves, like an RR prime, so that would have put it down to 25. Yeah. I'll definitely be coming as long as nothing gets in my way. Cool. I believe it's going to be August 25th, so coming up here soon. But, just with like other competitions in the area, that's when I had to have it. And, we'll be back. I'm assuming school. Interesting. Wonder what hemisphere he's in, that he's at school right now. But yeah, the events are not going to be great, just because I'm trying not to take away people from like CJ's competition that he's planning. And so I think we're just going to have like what is it, like 3x3 pyramids cube, clock 6-7. That sounds right. So I don't know if you've had the chance to do Scube before, but that'll be an interesting event. Oh, not school, Shields. I don't know what that is. Maybe I'll be able to read once I'm done with this solve. Sub 50? Question mark? Got it. SCHEELS. I don't know what a Shields is. Interesting. Well, either way, I hope to see you another time. Thanks for joining the stream today. Really appreciate it. So, yeah. Alright. Yikes. That was bad. So is that. I should get advice from someone on how to do 4x4. Because I obviously don't know anything, so. I like my PLL parody alg now, though. It's better than it used to be. Do you plan to go to a Belgium comp if there ever is one? Probably not, unless I was like living somewhere close by. But that's still a good bunch. And no, I've never touched a skew movement. Seems too weird. Yeah, it's one of like the easiest events, so that's why I added it to just like draw kids in. So that sounded really weird. Just drawing kids in. Please don't take that out of context, anyone. How often do you normally go live? I used to do it every weekend. Also, hi, Azar. Brandon Nunez, what's up? I'm thinking about coming. I'm trying to work out coming to Pennsylvania. I'm not sure if it's going to get worked out, though. I'm really hoping it will. There's like 3 scenarios. One, I spend like $100,000 or spend $100,000 with someone else's money and go there for all 3 days. Best case scenario, I get a carpool together, which is not going to happen, and we drive. Then there's also another scenario where I don't know, just go Saturday, Sunday, and miss FMC and Big Blind. And then worst case scenario, I don't go at all. And I just go to like some, this is not what I should be doing. I also need a lot of help on 4x4. I did get a personal best single on stream today, but nothing else has gone well besides that one. So, nice. Alright. Everyone joins from the SpeedCube shop stream. Nice. Glad y'all could make it. Welcome all the new people. Glad to see you here. Mirror. Is the Yushin Blue M still good? Yeah, I use it as my main. I haven't tried the mini Wu Chui, but I still like the Yushin Blue. This weekend is me versus Aryan. I want to give up, but I can't. Good stuff. I hope you, I like Aryan too, but it'll be interesting to see, see who gets it. Pennsylvania isn't even going to be that big. Yeah, I know. That's unfortunate, but it is put on by Eric, is one of the organizers, so that makes it easier for me to go. And they really needed to announce it like a long time before they did. Dallas Fort Worth Cubing Fiesta in August. I should go. I should, but I won't because I just DNF'd that solve because I did a move before I started the timer. But we'll pretend it's not a DNF. Anyway, my August is like booked, and I'm trying to go more places in October. That was inefficient, but I guess maybe if it was like the first weekend in... Man, I just did last 5 edges, which I should not have. If it was the first weekend in August, I might consider it if flights are cheap. Because flights seem to be pretty inexpensive to like the Dallas-Fort Worth area. But if I continue getting 4x4 times like this, I should just stay home and practice. Okay. Chat went away. Anyway. How old were you when you started cubing, and how old are you now? I was 11 when I started cubing, and I'm 20 now. Recently, comps haven't been able to fill up on the East Coast. It's been strange. Yeah, everywhere has been like low registration, and that's really interesting because like before every comp would fill up, and like even here every comp I would host would hit the limit, and we'd have like a 10-15 person waiting list. And now at my last one we had like, I want to say less than 50 people and a 100-person limit, so having to budget accordingly for competitions now. What do you think of the Volk M? It's pretty good. I've been using it for blind, even though it has a logo. Not in competition, but every once in a while I'll pick it up and do a blind solve with it. Visit Costa Rica for a comp? That sounds like fun, but also there's a lot of countries that I like prioritize before that, so yeah. In Texas, not as many people are registering. Yeah, probably because there are a lot of comps in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Yeah, I've noticed that there's a lot. The one I really wanted to go to was that 2-day one with like all the events. See you later, LD. Thanks for coming by, and the well wishes at Nash. But yeah, I'm gonna get to a Texas competition eventually because I've never been to one. Yeah, that one. Why is clock still an event? Good question. No idea. Also, I think you said hi, Yu-Gi-Oh! Cuber, and I didn't respond to that. So hello, how's it going? I think when I looked at it, that like 2-day one wasn't that far from the airport, so it would have been pretty reasonable for me to go. Plus the flights weren't that much, but the reason I didn't go to that one was because there was a kid who was organizing one in my area, like half an hour away. And at the time I was trying to get a lot of competitions in a row. I ended up having 10 in 8 weeks that I went to, 8 weeks in a row. And that was the weekend that ended it for me. And I didn't sign up for that one because I knew the kid was organizing in my area. And by the time he realized he couldn't have the events he wanted to because of the distance rule, the registration for the Dallas one was full. So the Northeast champion doesn't even care about clock. Yeah, good stuff. No, people still like clock. There's a lot of people that clock is their favorite event. So, do you have a 15x15? Nope. Probably will not get one. Bob GHTV, hello. How's it going? Glad you could make it today. Wish you went. Yeah. How do you get good at Mega? Just practice. Don't be color neutral. I was color neutral for way too long. Till I was like a minute 10, a minute 15. Probably minute 15, minute 20 actually. And then I switched to not color neutral and got faster. But yeah, using a fixed S2L order and using Westland for S2L is good. But besides that, it's really just practice to be able to find the pieces. But yeah, that like DFW comp in June, the round trip flights were like just over $200. For someone that does all of the events, is very reasonable for an all-event competition. So I would have really liked to have gone, but the guy just kind of messed it up for me. So I also could have been like more active in finding out if his competition was happening. So could we start a GoFundMe to get you a 15x15? If you start it and it gets there, I would accept a 15x15, but I would recommend against it because there are way better things to spend money on than buying me a cube. So my last layer sucks. Yeah, I'm not sure what a good tutorial is for last layer, but basically just using for look. There's a lot of algorithms that are the same as on a 3x3. Like this one, for example, it's like the same as on a 3x3. You can do that. And then what I would do after you do OLL is solve your edges. And then there's not very many corner cases, so I recommend just learning all of those. And then your last layer will become a lot better. How do you get fast with reduction on 5x5? No idea, because I use YAL 5. Like probably close to 10 seconds faster with YAL 5 than reduction. So I never really did 4x4, and I had an old Yushin Blue. It exploded. Are there any good modern 4x4s for small hands? Don't really mind price, but cheaper is better. The Mini Wu Chui is coming out soon, so I'd watch out for some reviews on that and see if it's something you might be interested in, possibly try one at a competition. Otherwise, good 4x4s, Moyu is coming out with a new one. I am staffing nationals, so I'm getting there Tuesday morning early. I'm gonna have a couple days to hang out with my friends in Salt Lake City, and then staff competition is Thursday, and we got working all day every day for 3 days, so it's all good. Iguan Keys is here. Good stuff. Good stuff. How's it going? The corner cases seem worth it. Yeah, they are much faster because, like, I just time one here. So for this one, like, that was like 2 seconds, which was probably bad, but that did a little bit slower, but it was like a second and a half slower. What's my favorite cube? Good question. I don't know. For speed cubes, I really like the rocket magnetic ones. They have a very nice feeling. And then also, like I said, rocket magnetic ones. Like favorite cube, if you include Nodden, obviously, I don't know. You didn't go to Nats last year, right? I went. And speaking of Nats last year, someone from Nats last year just came up in the chat. I couldn't make it this year because of work. Have fun at Nats, Josh. Thank you very much, Tim Krupinski. I noticed you were like off the list for staff and was disappointed. Looking forward to finding new ice cream spots in Salt Lake. Having you come along with the group. That sounded weird. That sounded like you weren't part of the group, but like you just come along with it. You are definitely part of the group. Everyone enjoys being around Tim Krupinski. So thank you very much. Are you going to Walmart to get your new main? Nope. I go to CubeingUSA.com. Do you like Minecraft? I like Minecraft Geometry Dash, but I hate Fortnite. I used to play Minecraft, but it's been like 5 years since I played Minecraft, so. I also really like Rocket. Yeah, I did go to Nationals last year. It was an interesting competition. I almost died. Kind of funny now. At the time, it was kind of funny at the time too. But Jack Pfeiffer, oh no, he failed so badly. Rip Jack Pfeiffer's 4-blind attempt. Do you have a Rubik's GAN Speed Cube? Yeah, I have one of the Paris ones, but I've never tried it. Yummy bunny for the win. Of course, of course. Someone who like I know that like was a cuber like a long time ago, not like a long time ago, but like 2014 and earlier. They like shared. They live in Indiana and they're not a cuber anymore, but they like shared something about like a new Yummy Bunny location. So I like reacted to it on Facebook. I was so excited. Do you have a gaming channel at all or not? I have a few Minecraft videos up on a channel actually from probably 5 years ago or so. Yeah. I'm going to Nats and trying to podium in Pyraminx. Cool. I'm trying to make round 3 in Pyraminx. Last year I made finals. I got 10th in the semifinal, and that was exciting. I was happy with that. How do you pay for expensive cubes? I don't buy expensive cubes. I don't buy any cubes for that matter. But for like cubes that I bought in the past that were expensive, I'd like buy a whole bunch of cubes and then sell a whole bunch of them and then use that money to buy an expensive cube. But I don't do that at all anymore. So, he almost died. Yeah. Saturday night I'd say was the closest, but really all of the time it was some close calls. I've always wanted to go to Nationals, but it's so far away. Yeah, I assume if it's so far away, I mean you could be anywhere really. Salt Lake City is pretty far away from a lot of places, but maybe it'll be closer to you next year, hopefully. Have you ever ran a marathon? I haven't. I'm 12. I've never ran a marathon. I'm working on being able to run longer and further now because like a year ago I could barely walk like at all. So what happened to me, myself, and Pi? No idea. I have to ask him. He chases storms now. Like he uploads those videos. So will you win Clock at Nats? That's the plan. Whether or not it will happen, who knows? I guess nobody actually. But excuse me. But that's the idea. So I got 3rd 2 years ago, 2nd last year. Now that just leaves 1st for this year. So I like how you say everyone's name when they come in chat. Yeah, some of them I don't do well at all, and some of them I don't even try. I just like say the first letter. But yeah, so I'm not sure what event to do. Someone told me to do 4x4, and I did 25 solves, and that's like enough 4x4 until Nationals. I'm kind of curious to see what it ends up taking to make like further rounds at Nationals. Because some of them I think will be really fast, and some of them maybe not so much. One thing I was kind of disappointed about further rounds at Nationals was 7x7. Because back in May, I had like 5 rounds of 7x7. And so I just used a Wuji, because a magnetic Wuji is all I had. I have to go do math. We'll see you later, Iguan Keys. Thanks for stopping by. Anyway, so after those rounds of 7x7, I was practicing a lot. And then I quit because the Hey 7 was supposed to be coming out right then. And then now forced forward 2 months, and I haven't practiced 7x7 at all. And if I had, I might have been able to make finals. It still would have been a bit of a long shot, but would have had a better chance. Hopefully, I can make 2nd round in 4x4. Yeah, I've made 2nd round in 4x4 the past few years. It's fun. I like making further rounds at Nationals because that like it's a very nice break to compete at Nationals when you're staffing so much, because then like you get to compete and there's like no stress while competing. It's almost like competing is like more calming than anything. At least last year. Who knows about this year? Because I'll be doing a lot better this year than last year. So, do you like stuffed animals or no? I probably have some around here somewhere, but yeah, I don't actively have them anywhere that I know where they are. So, I want to try and make finals in 4x4. Yeah, if someone lends me a good cube, LOL. Yeah, that's the thing about 4x4. Oh, Ripstream. Yeah, I noticed my internet wasn't doing so well, so hopefully nothing too important got cut out. But anyway, Aryan, are you going to podium at Nats? Hey, how's it going? By the way, the idea is to win. Podium would be like all right, but the idea is first place. So anything besides first place, I'd be disappointed. And even like if I get first place and like have a bad average, I'd be disappointed. So I want to go to Nats one year and have other summer comps. Yeah, I would guess that it's probably going to be somewhere east next year, but I also have no idea. They also have no idea where it's going to be next year. So them as in the organizers. I have 5 comps this year, including Nats. I think I'm close to 20 this year that I've already done. I'm fine, mate. What about you? You look better. Yeah, doing much better. Good stuff. Just excited for nationals. My summer's been pretty slow for competitions. I've had after I did 10 comps in 8 weeks, I've only had 2 since then, and then nationals. And then I've got a few in August, none in September. There should be one in September. CJ needs to get his done in September, so it should be in Texas. I think that's a very good possibility. There are a lot of cubers and places to hold it in Texas. Excuse me, from what I understand, so I think Texas would be a very good candidate. Also, nationals next year. I'm not 100% sure that I'll go, just because I'll probably be at Worlds. I'd really like to do both. It just kind of depends how much sponsorship money is available to me at the time. So, do you like K-pop or no? I've never really listened to K-pop besides Gangnam Style. I don't even know if that's considered K-pop. So, I have 1 comp this year. Yeah, that's rough. I used to be in that. My first year I had 1 comp, and then my second year I think I did 4 or 5. So, go to an Ohio comp. Yeah, the idea is to maybe go to the 2-day one that has most of the events. And I would have gone to if Toledo was this weekend, a couple days ago this weekend, I would have gone. But coming back from Toledo, I'd have a day to get ready for nationals. And my family just doesn't do getting ready well, so I have to do a lot to help get them ready. There's no World Championships this year, just every other year. So you guys are so lucky. Yeah, there was a lot of comps. It costs a lot to go to them, but it helps out a lot. Cube Depot helps out a lot. So EPT Quan Hat. Hey bro, or hi bro. Hey EPT, how's it going? Glad you can make it today. I'm not sure. I'm sure I pronounced your name wrong, but I've had 2 comps this year and 2 that I know I'm going to. Yeah, it's definitely rough when they're not close. Right now, there hasn't been too many close to me. Do you have any other hobbies or only cubing? I do other stuff. I've kept reptiles for longer than I keep longer than I've solved cubes. Longer than I keep cubes? No, that's not English. Yeah, I like reptiles and skiing. I used to ski 35, 40 times a year. And then I couldn't walk, and then I didn't go skiing anymore. So, Micah, hey, how's it going? Glad you could make it today. It's pronounced EPT, so I got that part right. It's just the last part I'm sure I got wrong. Felix or Max, you're gonna have to be more specific on context. Better Australian accent probably goes to Felix, meaning that he's had more practice. Yeah, That's all. That's all I can assume you're asking, since there's still context. Good guess. Cool. But yeah. So I was supposed to do a little bit of 3x3. I was doing really well in my SM a couple days ago. I did like 30 solves, maybe 50. I don't remember. And I had like a counting 8 and 1 average, so it's going great. Good to hear that. I just ordered a new 4x4. Do you have any tips to be sub 1? It's a little hard to give just general tips, but I can try. General tips would be don't build crosses backwards like I just did, and that will help out a lot. Don't do U4s in the middle of a solve. Alright, so general tips for 4x4. Use 3-2-3 for edges, practice, and use either Yao or Hoya to build your centers and cross. And then watch videos on those. So, for one random solve at the height of their speeds, I would probably go Felix. If we're talking about who's going to win. Maybe not this past week, but I think Max has beaten him in a final round twice, 3 times, I don't know. I have to go to sleep now. Bye, good luck during your practice 3x3. Thank you, I appreciate it. Do you watch BuzzFeed and Tasty or no? I do not watch either of those at all. I watched that one BuzzFeed video where it's like, I learned how to solve a cube in 7 days. Or less than 7 days or something. And that's it. I'm not a fan of BuzzFeed and what they do. So, yeah. Yep. Alright. So. Does anyone have predictions for what the times will be in the podium at Nats? Roy Lee, how's it going? Maybe you will judge me at Nats. Yeah, if you're on the red stage, there's a chance I will judge you. Once like the groups come out, that's when staff get their schedules. And I think the staff schedules might be public to everyone. I believe they were last year. So you can see like who's judging and who's scrambling for your group on whichever stage you're on. And so you can see like who's judging at which station or who's scrambling, and see if there's even a chance I could judge you, because there's like a large portion of the people I'd never even have a chance to judge, just because I'd be like doing different jobs while they're competing, or they're like competing on different stages. So but I would like to judge you, by the way. Hey man, can you show how to solve the last layer of Megaminx? I can't do like a tutorial, I can do a quick demonstration. So, for a beginner, Derpy Cuber, how's it going? Glad you could join today. Just doing a quick demonstration of how to solve a Megaminx last layer for Cube Kid 3. Anyway, for a beginner, what I would do is get all your edges facing up. I actually don't remember how to do beginner Megaminx last layer. Never mind. Watch a tutorial. That would be my recommendation. 4-look last layer is the fastest, but there is like beginner last layer, which is much easier and like almost intuitive. You don't need any algorithms different than a 3x3. So for Megaminx. So yeah. Oh, the title has a capital A on accident. Cool. Glad to know that. I make typos a lot, so pumped for Nats. Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm excited to see you there as well. What day are you getting into Salt Lake City? Curious as to when everybody's showing up. Pretty excited. I think it's in a great location. The views are like great there. So yeah, a lot of fast people coming. So. Yeah. I think I missed one up here. Are you a tactic? Cool or no? I don't know what that means. So if you want to elaborate, that's fine. But I have no idea what you're saying by tactic. Cool. I'm getting there Wednesday. Cool. I'm getting there Tuesday morning. So I'll have so I can have Tuesday and Wednesday to like hang out with people before all the staff stuff starts. But yeah, I'm excited. I think we might be doing something Tuesday, like a demonstration for like people with disabilities, but it's not confirmed yet, so no, I'm pretty excited. But yeah, I'm pretty washed up on a lot of events. I haven't been practicing most of them. Even ones I like, because I was waiting for the Haze 7 to come out. So I like stopped doing 7x7. And then the Haze 7 didn't come out. Ooh, nice dot roll. I shouldn't do 3x3. I learned after 2016 I do not like coming the night before. Yeah, that's a big thing, especially like for the staff competition. Like people getting in like Wednesday or Thursday, because it's like all day Thursday, and we do all of the events except like FMC and feet. Actually, I don't know if we're doing feet. We're probably doing feet. We usually do feet during the staff comp. At least they did before, because I was on staff when they had feet. But Jack Pfeiffer's getting there Thursday. Cool. Excited to see you there, Jack. Do you still have a PB streak? Nope. I lost it at 58. I got really close on like 3 events, but it was my first competition back after being gone for like a long time. So not like a really long time, just like a couple months. But the couple months I wasn't doing any solves, so I lost it, and I wish I still had it. It's still pretty annoying not to have it. I should have gone to Nets. Yeah, it would. It's going to be a lot bigger than Pennsylvania. So yeah, I'm getting Nets Friday 1 a.m. ish. Wow, that's early. But I suppose Friday. I guess I don't know what events you're into, but yeah. Oh, excuse me. Any tips for convincing my mom to take me to Nats in the future? I would say probably showing videos, specifically like interviews of people, not like news interviews, but like interviews that cubers make, or like just short clips of like people's vlogs from nationals to show what it's like, and like that it's way bigger and more fun than like a normal competition. And also like helping to pay for part of it would help, because like even when I was going before, when I was like younger, like 16 or so, I'd like pay for most of it. So yeah, the time zone changes is a big difference, especially coming from the East Coast. It's a pretty big one. I don't know if it's 2 hours or 1 for me, but it's definitely at least 2 or 3 for you. So what's your favorite sandwich? Good question. I don't know. I don't eat sandwiches really. I eat like burgers after competition sometimes, but aside from that, I never really eat a sandwich. So, GRCuber99, hey, he's back. Glad to see you back. Say it's for school, dude. That what's worked for me. Is that replying to how to get to your parents to take you to nationals? I don't think they'd believe that. It's 2. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Um, so, yeah, I didn't remember. I assume Utah was on Mountain Time. Yeah, it's definitely 1 hour for me. I was thinking it was 2, but I just wasn't thinking. No, there's not a World Championships this year. They only have it on every other year, on odd years. So I didn't word that very well, but they only have it every other year. So, what's your favorite YouTube cuber? I don't know. I don't really have one. I don't watch much cubing videos on YouTube. I like the competition videos, but most of the other videos I just don't have any interest in watching. I'd rather just spend my time practicing, and I don't never watch or listen to anything while I practice, because I'd rather just be focused. Nope, never watched anime. I've watched like cartoons when I was a kid, but not like actual anime. Jeez, I'm bad at 3x3. Anyway, I don't remember what I was talking about. Cool. I think I saw on your Instagram. I don't know if you're still here, Daniel, but I saw that you uploaded the mains and goals video for Nationals. I haven't watched it, but I will. So I wish you luck in getting your goals. Hope to see you up on the podium for an event or two. So, nice solve. No, I haven't had a nice solve yet. Is JR Cuber a ripoff of JR Cuber or no? I don't know what you're talking about. Is there a channel called JR Cuber that's not JR Cuber? Who knows? I guess you do, because you asked the question, but I wouldn't know. Oh, that was my cube collection vid. Gotcha. I think the other one was, you're waiting for your 4x4 to come in the mail. That's what it was. I pay attention. Don't worry about it. Alright. I think he's talking about me. Oh, okay. GR Cuber. I don't think GR Cuber is a ripoff of JR Cuber, because he's got 99 and O in his name. And also he's not called JR Cuber. But if he makes videos that are, I don't know. No worries, gotcha. Cool. How long would it take you to solve your collection? I misscrambled this badly. Cool. Just get rid of those matching pieces. It would take longer than I want to spend on it. So, Kevin Min, how's it going? Glad you could make it today. I don't even remember what I was going to say. I saw your name pop up at some cube comps I was looking at. I think it was Pure Minx or something that you did well in, but I don't remember for sure. I shouldn't say things. I got the video wrong, and I'm sure I got something wrong there. I didn't even remember what I was talking about. I just I don't know. I try. Apparently not hard enough in 3x3, because that was a 14. I really want to switch to stickless cubes, but they haven't come in the mail yet. And the GTS 1, which I normally use to compete, 103 2x2 single, is that what it was? Because I was thinking you got a good Pure Minx average, or maybe plus 2'd out of a good Pure Minx average? Maybe I'm thinking of something a really long time ago. I never pay attention to 2x2. 175 pure single, that might be it. I just got 10 flat. Don't look at 10 flat as a bad thing, because if it's faster than what you average, it could mean you're improving. Unless you mess something up, then that means you messed something up, and you might want to feel bad about that solve. Sorry, I was trying to go motivational and then just told you should feel bad. Don't feel bad about your solve. 10 flat's good. 10 flat's better than me. I'm bored of cubing. That can happen. Maybe you should find a different event. 5x5 is a pretty interesting one though. So yeah. Sorry, is JR Cuber a ripoff of Junior Cuber? I don't know. I don't know who Junior Cuber is. And JR Cuber, I think he's been around a while. So like, that's not how you build a cross. So I would assume he wasn't ripping someone off. Plus, he just used like his initials. So no, definitely not. That was probably like a +4 because I stopped it while touching the cube and it was like a move off. So that was actually DNF because I did a move after I stopped the timer. Awesome. Telling Brandon to practice 5x5. I was just saying like saying I don't know how he could get bored of. I mean, I guess I could understand how he could be bored of cubing, but I was just saying like I know he does a lot of 5x5, so it's like an interesting event to practice since it's the one he does. Jeez. That took a long time to get that scramble correct. 6x6, that's a good one. I was doing a lot of 6x6 before for my last competition with it, and it didn't go very well. But 6x6 is a very fun event. So. Yeah. Are you using the Shadow or the Moyu 6x6? Also, I don't think the Moyu 6x6 has that even come out in magnetic yet. I don't think it has, because I was like waiting to get it until it came out factory magnetized, because if I don't have to, I don't want to magnetize a cube. So I was waiting for that, but I don't think it ever did, which is interesting because I would have expected them to come out with that one at the same time or first. I just may not. It might be a good business decision to sell the non-magnetized ones, and then come out with the magnetized ones and sell those to the people that have already bought them. Maybe that's what they're doing. Shadow M, yeah, that's a good one. I just had to just keep tightening it because it kind of screwed me over the first time I used it officially. I had a couple of pops, and that really messed me up. Colorful Pockets said he was a ripoff, just asking. Oh, Colorful Pockets was definitely joking, if he said that. Yeah, I've watched a few of his videos, and wow. Hopefully I can pay attention when I saw 3x3 next, like in a competition, so. Ooh, nice. 15. I'm speed running the WRST Mario Bros. Interesting. Yeah, the whole like speedrunning thing, I've watched a few people, like a few cubers on Twitch, like stream speedrunning, and it's very interesting how into it some people are, because they'll just like play through a game that takes like an hour plus to like complete, and then like they're just gonna do it again right away, but then like, well, I spent an hour cubing and then just do the same thing again, so I guess I understand it. So it's interesting, very interesting. Staffing this year, yeah. Staff every year at Nationals. I had the option to not staff and still get things like paid for, but I really enjoy staffing. For one, like most of my friends are on staff, and so I get to like hang out with them, and then plus I get to have like a hotel room with a few of my friends. Like I could do that if I wasn't staffing, but the Shadow my Shadow has like no corner cutting. Interesting. Mine's got some dust on it. Mine's like as tight as it can possibly be, I guess. Yeah, not as tight as it can possibly be. You could go tighter. I could understand how it has no corner cutting, I guess. Have you seen Jaden McNeil's world record fail 12? Yeah, I was watching the stream when it happened, and that was sad. It was the saddest thing I've ever seen. What other hobbies besides cubing? Mine's bowling. That's interesting. I've known a few people that bowl. Not like really well, but it's interesting. It's like my reptiles and skiing. Yeah. If your friends weren't on staff, would you still do it? Good question. Good question. If my friends were going to be at the competition, but not on staff, I probably wouldn't staff, because like the main reason I go is to see them. But if I wasn't going to know anyone at the competition, and I probably would. Yeah, that's an interesting question. I guess I never really thought about that because there's just like so many of the people on staff I know. Like I think I would get bored because like in 2015 I found myself getting bored every once in a while. Oh dear. I was gonna say that was a pretty slick F2L, and then I broke up a pair that was already made. The first part was alright, but... I guess it also depends on like how much help they need on staff, because like that would affect my decision as well. But if I'm traveling far to a competition, I'm really just going to see my friends. So, oh dear. Chris Olsen or Chris Tran? Chris Olsen's my brother, so I don't know what context you're asking in, but yeah, my F2L is probably like the strongest part of my solve, which is sad to say because it's still not good. But I'm like really bad at last layer. I've learned a few algorithms recently, but it's obviously not helping. It's a nice thumb U prime. Yeah, he is. One of my my 5 siblings, so there's 6 of us. My mom is a FMC world record holder, so we're the only mom to have a world record, I believe. Yeah, good stuff. If I knew how to do G-perms, that could have been fast. If I knew how to stop timers, that could have been an 8. Jeez. Nice. Oh dear. Yeah, at an Iowa competition, this kid comes up to me. He's like, there's this guy here that looks just like you. You two could be brothers. And oof, that's solved. Yeah, that was a yikes. I'm like, nah, my only brother here is Christopher Olsen. So he looks at Christopher, looks at me a couple of times. He's like, oh, I see it now. I'm like, no, you don't, kid. There is no resemblance there. I mean, we both have dark hair, but people just believe whatever you tell them. But it is true. Our mom is a 24-year-old man who has an FMC world record. So we've never had like all of our family in one place at one time. Closest was Nationals 2016. And we'll be like kind of close this year. But there'll still be a good number of us that are, or a number of them that are missing. I think I probably could have done something with those blocks, but yep. Every year we add someone to our family at Nationals. Last year it was Blake Thompson. So we never decide until Nationals either. So it'll be interesting to see who gets added this year. Blake Thompson is my great grandpa, so. Does that mean? Okay, let me read. What does that mean? Not long ago, Walker was the same age as his WR. Yep, yeah, he's the same age as his world record until July 28th. So his birthday is on Saturday at Nationals. When he got his world record, I told him he should have gotten it like a year earlier and had a 23 average. He's pretty surprised that he still has the average. What's your PB average of 5 on 3x3? Like a high 8. Not your blood brother? Then I'm confused. No, we're 100% family. Because Walker drives us, or used to drive us around in the mom van, so it's like he was our mom, taking us to our soccer competitions, and then he was actually our mom. So, are you going to Michigan 2018? I'll probably be there. I'd like to get a carpool going, so it can be a little less expensive, but. I would like to go to Pennsylvania the weekend after, and so I haven't signed up for Michigan yet, just because I'd like to get those competitions situated. I think he actually believes you. Yeah, everyone always does, because it's true. At was it Michigan Alpha 2017? There's a guy there, Noah Dwyer. I told him that Ryan DeLine was my grandpa, because he is. He's also our coach. And he was like, "Wow, that's so interesting that your grandpa cubed." I'm like, "Yeah, my grandpa's what would he have been at the time? 31? My grandpa's 31. So, do you like Asian food? Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of vegetables, but there's a lot of it that I like. I've gotten more used to eating vegetables, just because I don't know. I've gotten used to like eating stuff that just tastes bad to me. Also, on the solve before that, maybe it was 2 solves ago, I knew it was like a really easy one. It's just like that to get an OLL skip. But I recognized it, which was good. So, but yeah, Tim, if you're still here, if you're going to Michigan, I will make a larger effort to go. It kind of just depended like who was going to which one. So I was kind of waiting to see who signed up for. I meant Korean barbecue, something like that. I've never had Korean barbecue. I can't imagine I wouldn't like it, because it looks good. And usually if something looks good, I enjoy it, but I can't say for sure. Alright. Yeah, Michigan, they're not having a large number of rounds. They're having 1 round of most of the events, which I thought was a bit odd, just considering that it is 3 days this year, and they're having less number of rounds. than I think one that's been on 2 days before. And on Michigan 2016, we were also there, and we were also competing until like 11:30 p.m., which was pretty late. So we didn't get back to James's house until like 2 in the morning. Which was fine. And then also, Jaden wasn't with us when we got back to James's house, and he was supposed to be with us. But he was like at someone else's house, but we didn't know that, so he ended up being alright. Get a 6 to solve. We'll see if I ever get another 6. When would you define when you are sub something? Would you say your average of 100, or is it your global average? I've never been a fan of the term like sub. Like, definitely if you're going to use that term, it would be global, at least in my opinion. Just because, like, if you're going to say you're sub 7, like, pretty much all of your solves should be sub 7. Jaden OLL. Nice. I thought it was going to skip too. There was a bunch of blocks, but it ended up being a J-perm and a +2. So cool. It could have been a 6. It had like a really nice start, and then a nice finish. So, is Max a part of the family yet, or no? No, I doubt he ever will. Has to be someone deemed part of the family at Nationals each year. Huh. Oh dear. Yikes. 3 J-prims in a row? Probably. Too bad I couldn't turn it into something. I did have a 10 average of 5, which isn't saying much just because most of my averages in competition are 10. But I also like pay attention when I'm competing officially, and I'm not doing well at that now. Yikes. Cool. Oh man. Every year at Nationals, I'm always like worried I'm not going to make the second round. It's been close a couple of times. I just do really bad at 3x3. I've never done well at 3x3 at Nationals. Like even going back to 2013, I got like a good counting time, and then also a counting 27. I got a counting 14 and a 27. So 14 was good. I was averaging like 18 or so at the time, probably 17. Yeah, I will test you now. Okay, ready? Yeah, go for it. I'm working on some details to make it there. I've only been to 1 comp this year. It's hard being old, yeah. Yeah, I don't know like the 1 competition feeling, but I can definitely understand it being logistically hard to make it to them. Do I not know how to do a U-perm? Nice. See you later, Kevin Min. Thanks for coming by today. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but will you watch the Euro stream of the European Championships? Probably. Probably just a little bit of it, because I'll be kind of busy with like other stuff, and there'll also be like the Snow Coast stream going on. But ramen or pho? Ramen. I've never had pho. OH or two hands. Feed or scube? You're not leaving context. I'm assuming you're just asking which one I like better. But feet, scubes weird. 3x3 or Pura? 3x3. Easy ones. When's the Euro stream? I would assume it's just like, well, actually, it'll probably be like at night. So it'll probably be like opposite times of the, there probably won't be too much crossover between that and the Snowco one. But it's going to be on the WCA Twitch channel, like World Cube Association Twitch. So I'll probably catch some of it. But Euros is happening this weekend. So I'm not sure if the WCA has ever streamed on there, or anyone has streamed on the WCA Twitch before, so it'll be interesting to see. I'm sure they'll get a large number of viewers, but it's interesting because it doesn't seem like there's quite as many fast people going to Euros this year, just because like some of them are at Nationals, but there's still plenty of fast people, don't get me wrong. Can I use DNM or Silk to lube my Rubik's clock? Between those two, go with Silk. DNM will wear out fast and has a good chance of leaking out onto the inserts and like staining them the like bluish purplish color. But Silk works all right in a clock. I use 50K to lube mine. So it has a similar-ish result to Silk, but I definitely have used Silk before. But I prefer the 50K. Oh dear, I almost did my cross backwards. Oh dear. 3x3 with knees or 4x4 with no plans? I would rather solve a 4x4 without planning it. Probably would only add like 4 seconds to my time, maybe a little bit more. Not plans, algs. 4x4 with no algs. Oh dear. I did not plan out that hand movement very well. Right, it seems like it's back in the same spot. That was a yikes. Okay. All right, not bad, not bad. Still in the hunt for an official sub 10 average. I don't like average sub 10, so it's not like a huge deal, but I've plus 2'd out of it. Maybe it was like 10.02 that I plus 2'd out of. But either way, I've gotten close. Officially, if it wasn't for plus 2s and DNFs, would have had it by now, but yeah, I suppose like practicing 3x3 would help, because I'm obviously in dire need of practice. So no JPerm? Oh, Kevin left. My JPerm counter isn't here anymore. RIP. Okay. Alright, so I overlubed my cube with DNM. How can I fix it? Paper towel would probably be your best bet to clean it out. You could also try using a thicker lube to cancel it out if you are unable to get access to paper towels. But yeah, that's definitely one where it's easy to overlube if you just like accidentally put an extra drop in. So I almost never use D&M, but then again, I don't need my cubes that fast because I don't turn that fast. So. Yeah. So I'm interested to hear, I don't know if Daniel's still in here or if anyone wants to take a guess, but I'm interested to hear what people think it will take to make 3x3 finals. Specifically from Daniel, since he has a chance to make it, I'm sure. But I've heard people talking just a little bit, at least a while ago, about how fast it was going to be. And I never paid attention because I know I have no shot at making it, so I didn't really care. But now I am interested to see once it actually happens, how long it or how fast it took to make it. Oh hey, Cubeologist, what's up? We're just going over how bad I am at 3x3. You got the time machine, good. Glad to hear it. Yeah, they posted it and they didn't have their a paper with their name in it and the date in the posts, and I tried tagging that, but it got deleted. So I was waiting for them to post it again, and then tagged you in it as soon as I saw it because I knew you wanted one. So sub 8 for finals. Yeah, I think that's probably reasonable. There's been a lot of people getting consistent sub 8 averages, so. I think that's a pretty reasonable assumption, but I hadn't looked at the psych sheet, but I knew a lot of fast people were coming, so I think people were saying that about 2016, and I didn't think in 2016 it was going to happen. I don't think it even took sub 9 to make finals in 2016. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, I think definitely this year people are a lot more consistent than before, which is cool. I like that people are getting consistently better, because before it was people had good averages but weren't. Some people were, but Blake, he always averages what his personal best average in competition is, so he's for sure getting a 675 average and making it to finals. So I heard 10 people have sub 7 averages. That sounds about right. It'll be interesting to see how many happen in semifinals and in finals. It's the first 2 rounds, not much pressure for people that average that fast. But then I'm always curious to see how pressure affects people. And how environment affects people in different ways. Last year was super chill for me for competing. Everything aside from competing was terrible, but not terrible, just physically terrible. It was fun, good stuff. But I'd like to get a sub 10 average at Nats. Unlikely though. Yeah, I wonder. I mean, I guess it's always kind of interesting to see. Some years it's usually slower than I expect it to for making it to round 2 and semifinals. The past 2 years, maybe even 3. I always, like, after I finished my 3x3 average at the staff comp, I was always like, well, I'm not making it to round 2, and then I do, and it always surprises me. So I know Worlds was probably more competitive, but top 16 was sub 8 there in semis. Yeah, I can imagine this year it'll be it at Nats. So it'll be a good final to watch. Hoping a lot of fast U.S. people make it in, since it is the U.S. final, but there's a lot of foreign talent coming this year. So next comp I go to with all events and no qualifying times. I can compete in all of them. Nice. Yeah, I was also curious. Eventually I'd like to make a post in Cubics Friends asking people what they think the fastest qualifying times will ever be for each of the events, either at Nationals or at Worlds. Or I wonder if Euros has qualifying times. I didn't look at Euros at all because I just knew I wasn't going to be going. I actually don't know if they're having qualifying times, but I'm curious to see what people think qualifying times will get down to eventually. Like, some people think the ones we have now are unreasonable, but I think they're all pretty reasonable. Have you seen Jaden's sub 4 fail? Yep, I was watching it live, and it's the saddest thing I've ever seen. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, that was I was doing something else on the computer, so I clicked over to the stream right as he was starting the solve, because I heard him say that Jaden was going or something. Maybe I didn't, I don't know. But I saw that and I was like, oof. That's a +2, cool. Yeah, that was rip. I think he's handling it well. I'm just hoping people. It's gonna suck for him at the next couple of competitions, because they're big ones like Sunoco and Nationals. I just hope people just don't bring it up to him that much, because everyone else is going to be asking about it, and there's not much to add. It's just it happened and it sucks, but it's not maybe you can send him a sympathy card at Nationals or something. What do you think? Okay, what event do you think is the most competitive for their Nats psych sheets? I would probably just say 3x3, because there's a lot of fast people. But I also haven't looked at the psych sheets on most of them. That's not how it's done. Thought I might have known it. I don't think there are qualifying times for Euros. I can't find any on the registration page, at least. Interesting. Yeah, I was also curious to know. I mean, there's no way to be able to tell, but if the qualifying times weren't in place and the registration fee was a little bit lower, if Nationals would have filled up this year. But that's an interesting thing to think about. They had to raise. The price didn't go up by much for most people for Nationals, but for some people it went up by $40. $45, I think, was the most, possibly $50. I'm not sure how the pricing worked last year, but so they obviously needed more money to run the competition, but I wonder if they had like I said, no qualification times or a smaller base fee if they would have had more competitors that ending up bringing in more money. So I'll have to talk to, I still don't have to, I'd be interested to ask some of the organizers about it if I get a chance. I think I'm staying with Tim one night, so, and I obviously know Walker really well, so, but Walker might not know. That was just something I was thinking about, like, if they would have been better off just leaving it more open, like in 2016. 2016, they had, between the registered competitors and the waiting list, they had more than registered this year. And how many people signed up? It was 700 something, I think, and they had an 850 limit. So I think there's more than 100 spots left, which is a big deficit if they were counting on that money. Now they're very smart planners, so I doubt they were counting. I think they'll be fine on the budget with how many signed up and paid. And also something to think about is like, is this year they're having a lot more staff. Jeez, I don't know how to move around my camera. They're having a lot more staff than they did last year. So that's another thing to think about. Like, that's more hotel rooms, more people not paying their registration fees, more lunches that they have to pay for. So it's pretty interesting. I missed 4x4 cutoff by 0.9 seconds. That's a rip. 4x4 was a bit faster than I was expecting it to be. My sister wanted to make 4x4 cutoff or qualification, but didn't, and that was a bummer. But maybe it'll stay the same for next year, and she can make it then, or maybe she'll be. The stream might have gone off. If it did, I apologize, but it just came up and told me that OBS was disconnected, and that's what I'm streaming with. So maybe we're back. Maybe it never left. Who knows? I guess you guys do because you're watching. Take this opportunity to get a drink. I got a 217 blind single a couple days after the deadline for qualification times. The thing about that is, though, I mean, you could have done it like a week after, but the qualification time deadline was a Monday. So you had like that weekend to qualify. But yeah, I know the feeling. I didn't like even start practicing 4x4 and 5x5 blindfold until after the deadline. And then I realized how easy it would have been to make those qualification times. And that would have given me like another hour and a half break from staffing to compete in 4 and 5 blind. So yeah, but I qualified for everything else. I'm not sure how much longer I'll be qualified for square one. I'll probably have to practice that at some point. But yeah, the 3 blind qualification went down a lot, I think, from last year. Could be wrong, but it seemed to me that that's what I was thinking.